Moxie here. Welcome back, I would say, to so it's doing the save data, so Lego Lord of the Rings. Um, this is technically a redo 100% video because my last one, I really kind of say it was sloppy. So I am doing a new save of it and all that. This didn't really come up into mine until later, so you see there's two saves. One I did on my own, and one I did part of the stream. Well, I am doing it again, just because I feel unsatisfied, because three things were cut out in that. So I feel like I'm going to redo it again. So that's what I'm doing now. This would be out later for my YouTube ones, but I'm doing this pretty late at night. I think this is going to be our part one, where we're going to do the first story. Do what I can do again. And I'm going to continue this in the morning. So yeah, it's like, I remember that I have to do at least two things with at night in this story before the last story is just completely, there's only one mini kit you can get in the first level. Okay, so it's giving me a warning about my device being too hot. It's not too hot. I'm gonna unplug it from the charger now. For now. So for me to do this type of whatever, I need it to do it on my phone, because I don't have a computer port. Let me fix it like that a little bit. Originally I did this one from camera, but I'm gonna see if this cools off my phone for a minute. Now we're gonna have problems. Wither was near. That balled up. Wow. What the hell did I even pull up earlier? Come on. No, okay. I'm not gonna figure around with this thing. It's like, I feel like I know what I'm gonna do. Probably gonna finish up this level and then, yeah, take care of this thing very quickly. Although I can talk about a little bit, I actually made a community post on YouTube, like talking about upcoming games. You can see one of the game. Okay, so I thought it was a cool idea to have it out and that, but let's just continue. I'll be explaining that stuff in another video. We got one more. Oh, I would say one more part of the level. So, very good. Yeah, I didn't realize. Does that mess with the colors I show it? Yeah, so I'm just gonna hurry up and so if I think that's what I'm gonna do, is doing like a part series thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I could even do in this one thing, but then when it gets up, I'm gonna be tired, but that's totally worth it. I just don't want to get killed yet. So, you cannot finish the Sauron statues in this level until, you do free play. Watching my series before, you would already know why, but I'll explain it here very quick. It's in, one of them is in an unaccessible area. Actually, give me a sec. I want to do is turn on subtitles as well. Like right now, I'll do it. So, if anyone can't hear it, you can at least read the text. Well, obviously, you can hear my voice, and then it's yeah, you know. Like I mentioned before, I was doing this from the camera feature. Originally, I was using the actual camera, so there's a line, but right now I have the sim on, you can see that. So I'm gonna see that. The only score you cannot get is Taming Gum, unless you did like put cheat codes in, because there's a cheat code for score 2 and a cheat code for the red brick for that level. So technically, originally I had something else planned, but I decided to do this. It's because, I felt like it was more better than my original plan was. So, like, I guess one of the things I could say is, before you, play, the Lego game with this, I suggest watching the free movies so you have a better understanding of what we're, achievement that you can do in the first level is, as my character, I think you can do this on free play. You just have to hop in the lava right now. This ends the level, but hop in the lava right now. Then it would give you an achievement. I'll be right back. I've got a fan in here. I'm hoping it just helps with the device. Because with this, there's really nothing I can collect inside the first little bit of the open world. Most of it I get to collect during the second, third, mainly the second. So, I feel like I could give more insights on the movie. Like, at this point in my original, I actually forgot two that I could do at the beginning. Not two, but one at the beginning. Comparing, I thought I only had one I can do, but no, actually there is two you can do at the beginning of this. This is also the spot where you can duplicate your studs. So, this would be our first Mythril Brick in the open world right here. This is the one I forgot that you could do on story. Then we're moving on to our next Mythril Brick. Our next Mythril Brick we can do. And, final one before I'm actually going to be coming back here for, an envelope and two Mythril Bricks that I only can be doing at night. because the last time it becomes night in the main story is actually during after you do the Path of the Dead level, so that's why I suggest doing the other side first, so you can get additional mini kits. I mean, not mini kits, Mythril Bricks that are required to be done at night. This is not it. I'm just doing that for the studs. Okay, for the real thing, there's two ways to get to it. You could just walk there very quick, or jump up a hill, like. But I think you only can reach it this way, so. Like, I know it's not showing who's the second character or whatever. During this, I'm also going to show off, the, something, a trick, it only works in the Pass a Canyon, but it requires both remotes. But I think I did it by myself before, I don't remember, but when we get there, I will show it off. And that should be the last Mythril Brick. This will lead us to the next level, the Black Rider. How's the fan? I would be talking about future videos soon as something, but I didn't want to give that a brief mention during this. So, this is like the first, so. Like, at least there's like 6 levels in each story. I found this weird, but I find that, the first story and then you have Den Marshes to be like the longest levels. Then you have these other story levels you do. They're not even that long. Like, the only longest one I could say is the Secret Staircase. This would be the point. The cooking pot, you might see the hole. That's where the cooking pot is in the Black Rider. And then you have the the other one to be in the level of, not the level, the last tool is at the end, almost towards the end. Your next tool would be over there on your left. I found it so funny, this is actually the only level in the Lego game that all the tools are actually wearable hats only. Until the tools are used, I could teach another fun fact. Taming Golem is actually the only level that none of the tools are used for trading quests in the open world. Even though it's the level you don't get your score in. So yeah, this was already the first scene of the level. Like, I don't want to say this level was bad. Like, I don't know where I would put this in a ranking list. Because first of all, I'm not a ranked person. Like, I don't rank. Like, I try to do stuff. There we go. I got it to my fan is calling it well. Okay, so, how I'm gonna do this is, I'm gonna actually begin with this scene before I continue with the Black Rider. Actually, how they prevent players from getting to the next scene. They actually, do stuff. So, our next mini kit is actually in this point. Moved him the wrong way. Move him here, and then hit this lock off. It will actually bring you the mini kit. That's how you get the mini kit. Anything else other than the mini kit won't be unlocked later. Because there is one more mini kit you can get on the run, and there's one more mini kit in this part. I like how the starting levels, there's free scenes in your first level that you do not get free scenes in. Is actually level, I think it's Taming Golem that's actually the level that starts in. You actually hit for the throne, you get that much of a bonus. You do not get any other bonus coins after that. That's good. You want to get the mini kit here, and your next throw will not be a stud. It's just going to trigger the cutscene. I think they should give you the stud on how much blocks you would get from that. Actually, it's so weird that actually the score multiplier for this level is actually, like, score 2 is actually supposed to be times the amount from this level. So it doesn't matter. It will end the scene for, not actually end the scene, but the segment. Because if you actually work on their side, wait until this is over. Okay, so I only start with that is because, for one thing, if I did continue this scene, there actually is going to be a blocker for them to finish their scene. And that blocker is actually, actually it was so weird, but at the beginning of this, like, I think it was the first time the game was out, there was actually a blocker at this point. Because they actually had the blocker, but they actually made the blocker at the end, so there was supposed to be one thing you have to throw at this crow. It will not be there if the player does not finish the Gandalf scene. Like how they did in Tame Gollum with it. Oh yeah, you need the fish. Only if you can hit those messes with this, but you can't. I think what I did not like about the Black Rider level though is that it's tough. Um so so like what the thing about this scene would be that they do not do what they do in the movie. They like stay off the road, and then the chase part does happen, and they do make it to the thing. So technically, the final minikit in this scene is right here. Weathertop, there's only one minikit. Because one of the minikits were technically possible with a certain jump angle, but they don't do it unless the health thing or whatever. They don't spawn the requirement needs. Like, as one of the things in the comments below, label like a thing that they do to prevent players from doing a certain item or getting a certain minikit, like I could list one, but so this crow will come, but the apple will not drop unless you had completed the previous thing, and this should be the minikit. This will lead us to the final scene level, and they will give you the score, don't worry. This part is not there. It was Bilbo's 100th birthday, and that's why they were celebrating. But then he showed the rates of probably disappear. But the reason they had to leave the Shire was because it doesn't explain in the game in the movie because Bilbo and Lego Hobbit. I don't know if Lego Hobbit's gonna be my next Lego game, but I have one planned, so if it's not that, it'll be something else. Other than Salmon, this is actually the. By the way, as a fun fact, this is actually the only level with the lowest amount of money you get for the score. There's the minikit right there, so if you hold yourself, technically, if you're facing forward, it's a left, but if you're not facing forward, you're on their side view would be your right, but this will lead to this happening, and This is on level. So this is the Black Rider. So let me go back on the thing after I finish this point. Okay, so the Black Riders were actually going to the Shire because Gollum actually basically hired them, saying that the ring is in the Shire because thanks to Bilbo. Think of that. And then, that's what the whole point was. What I did not like about, this was, it was about the Prancing Pony. In this Lego game, surprisingly, you do not even have to visit the Prancing Pony. By the way, we can also get Rose while we're at it. So, not only one, but, character, we also can get 2 mini kits. These not 2 mini kits, Mythril Bricks, can only be done at night. And this is the only point in the story. There's only 2 points during the story. It be's night, so we'll get Mythril Brick number 1. While we're at it, we'll do the flower thing again. So here's our first. Also, we're getting the Amphill up here. We won't build the item from it yet. So, I think you had to do it again. I'm gonna give a mention when we do Lego Hobbit. I'm actually gonna be able to play with DLC. So if you didn't actually have DLC, you could do 2 free play levels, but to officially start free play, you have to actually wait until Desolation of Smaug, the last 2 levels before Desolation of Smaug would have been completed. By the way, as for a record, if you forget to do, you can always go back for Mythril Bricks, like this one, but any of them you did before will be purple. So hey, that's a good bonus. And what also makes Hobbit different is the fire. So, when you do Hobbit, there's like 1 door you should fire, and you can do the puzzle already for it, and that's it. Because the rest of them you can't do fire without continuing into a certain point. But I started trying to figure out cheap stuff. Like, there's like a couple tools you can get on story, but one of the cheap things are you can actually get I think. Yeah, you can get score 2 early in that game. You'll see me do it when I do it, but I guess I will explain it here for a little bonus fact. To do it is you actually have to team up, trigger the person to, well, for one thing, if you grab a stud, avoid death or else you won't get your score in the level. Let me go back on saying what I'm saying. By the way, here's our last Mythril Brick in this area, because we still have Mythril Bricks we can collect in the other area, but that will be after we begin, not after we begin the Weathertop level, before we begin the Weathertop level. And after we begin the Weathertop level, there's at least a couple things we can do in Rivendell before it's just, okay, we can't do anymore. Okay, so that's the last Mythril Brick. By the way, technically you're done with Hibernation until the point I forgot to activate the stone. So I guess we're taking the long way there. I should have started with the stone first before I went over here. Don't do the mistake I did. I think I do want to mention, is, okay, back in the chart. So you would have the arrow sight, and then you have a chance to jump. Your character will actually, like, do a slide or whatever, and hover, and land on the platform, and you'll be able to grab the envelope to get score 2. So, because I forgot my thing. Forgot. You know what to want. Next thing on the list I'm going to speak about is, soon, yeah, I'm probably going to, after I finish, like, this, and I'm just talking to you guys in general with this, I'm gonna have a, I guess you could say an update video, before the end of this month, explaining what I'm going to be doing next month. Partially that is going to explain the games that I had on the community post. So on that, so just letting you know, it'll be there. So I want to talk to him so we can at least get this out of the way. Be doing that in a minute. Well, in a cutscene. And for the next level, well, before we go into 3, we have to do that. I mean, the Prancing Pony. But first, we'll get the 2 Mithril bricks you can get in this point. Before, I'm also doing the purple thing. Before, hey, you have to wait. Of course, did I reprint? I kind of forgot it. Yeah, I did. Second. It's like, I probably have to say I do not like the Black Rider level as much as any other level. I think the level I dislike, so there's another Mithril brick we're gonna get out. When we get done with this point, there's at least 2 more Mithril bricks we're gonna get. Oh wait, did I? Hold on, did I? Yeah, I did. I forgot for a minute. Did I did the envelope or not? Like, I could probably also address that thing, like, when I do certain ones, like for example, I think for sure when it comes to, I think what I'm going to do is do the extra Mithril bricks I can do when it comes to that point, before I'm going to stop. I might even do Taming Golem and then do the extra bricks from that. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, surprisingly, as Weathertop is the last level, you cannot get the envelope on story. Before the rest of the story, you can. Another thing I want to point out is, what is it? Like, I guess I'll talk about more about it later. But definitely, so I have to get this red brick. You buy if you want to right now, but you can wait. But I'm going to just buy it. It's just when my friends come in. Like, I'm connected to the Xbox, so. I don't remember what he says, but he does take them to the wild. But I think he said it along the lines that it would have been safer there. Okay, enough of that. We got 2 more Mithril bricks we can get, and 1 more. Because after next level there is another Mithril brick I can get. Maybe a couple Mithril bricks, not just 1. That's Mithril brick number 1. Actually, I forgot about a 3rd brick I can get here, and 4th. Like, well, before I do the couple, as a fun fact, this would be the key we're gonna be exploiting. This key will do is let us get more than we intended. Like, instead of using it for the proper puzzle piece, we're just gonna abuse it by doing that. We got, so yeah, the Mithril bricks that we're gonna get is 1 is in front of Weathertop. I'll be explaining this when we get to the Rivendell point. My last, like, in my like original part of this one would be at, I always kept failing that. Just give me a record. You can do this puzzle though as well, because it does not go trigger the cutscene for hey, you're doing the level, because it's right up there. So before I get the envelope and all that, I'm first getting this Mithril brick. So this is one of the Mithril bricks we're coming back for over here. I think though in Lordaeron, there's only like there's gonna be a Mithril brick I'm gonna be able to get in that, but there's only gonna be like one more before you're kind of forced to do Taming Golem, because you can't do Omninghen because you can't really do much in Omninghen. As a fun fact, the firework only can work on one thing in the open world. I mean, a couple things, but it will not work on the boulder over here. The firework you get later inside the third movie. But, I need to wait and see if it does, but if it doesn't explain it in Wintertop, I'll explain one thing in a little bit about it. But, I might do Taming Golem in this part. Because I just named it this, just in case I just do go for more. Like, so that would be the last Mithril brick you can get at this point. Because there's a little bit more Mithril bricks you get at the next point. So this begins our next level, Weathertop. I think past the canyon is the only level that had the shortest. Actually, as a fun fact, in the DS version of the game, Sam doesn't use his frying pan as the primary weapon, he uses the sword. But in this game, he actually uses only the pan. The sword wasn't also another option. And another fun fact, because of the 3DS limitations, that there was a certain amount of characters allowed on screen, but if the character couldn't reach that certain area, they will actually pop up a sign, character can't reach that area. Because here was the issue. They did that because, let me give you a good example, like the Complete Saga. Like Star Wars The Complete Saga, there was actually a point in each level. Yeah, but comparing to Lego games, there's only codes for the red bricks and characters. But in Lego games, there's actually codes for the 3DS. There was codes in that game for studs in that. Very crazy. But also, I think I'm gonna keep this in a future video of mine. I was also planning to redo the Complete Saga and see if I can do it in one part, comparing it from splitting, because right now you would see it on Twitch right now. It like split into another part. As an art fun fact, you actually had to fight a bird to get the egg piece in this level. I found that kind of pretty hilarious. And yeah, like the past Lego games before, like the more future 3DS games, that's what happened. I believe the thing I just mentioned does not actually happen in Lego Batman 2, but it started in like Lego Lord of the Rings for the 3DS. All those, like, this is gonna be like a future thing I'm gonna mention right now. But leave in the comments if you do want me to do a 3DS playthrough of Lego Batman 2 and Lord of the Rings, but then these other 3DS titles. See, they never even started that fire, and fire doesn't put the ring on. They wouldn't be caught until probably day. And yes, with Frodo putting the ring to see the Nazgul, they look like this. As a fun fact, I think if I remember correctly, in the 3DS edition of this game, there was the Nazgul and the Ringwraiths, but the Nazgul weren't actually called Nazgul, they were called something else in that game. But I also believe in this game, I think in this game they were called that thing, but I don't remember exactly. But I will correct it in a later future video, because I might even touch the 3DS again for a little bit. I didn't actually got some of the cut levels, but also mentioning it, did you know there was actually cut levels inside Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga for the 3DS? Not 3DS, but DS, but it does work on the 3DS, surprisingly, even though it's a DS game. I was just pointing that out. Like, so weird is, like, the only example I can give, they actually cut out the second level from the Phantom Menace. Surprisingly, however, like, Lego Star Wars 2 is, like, the only Lego game that was console that had a free play score you as well had to get. Well, in the DS version, you had to get a score for story and free play for all the DS games. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. Well, that was kind of an easy fact, but, some people could have probably not knew. I think one of the reasons I did not like the level, like, I don't know how to rank the first level, but I would rank low, like, Black Rider in this level, because my issue with, not the Black Rider, but this level is, the only character you have to literally use for this whole level, except for, Mary once, it's that fishing section, is you only have to play as Sam for this whole entire level. And Frodo at that point, that we're coming up to, but that was my issue with the level. Is that you seriously made us play as Sam for the whole entire level. I had no big deal with it, like, it's not a problem. It's just, it really makes it seem like that this level is more over. We should have only had to play as Sam. But this should be a minikit. I think this is the only minikit you can get, if I remember correctly. But this is the last scene, technically of the level, but this scene is kind of long. Like how it says right now, but whatever. Just a reminder, I'm going back and forth of holding a fan to it and playing the level. So my phone battery doesn't break, but as well as so I don't have to worry about too much. like, so I don't lose the camera ability to it. So at this point, you would have this. You do have to do one as Frodo, like build a fire as Frodo. But I'm not too worried about the fire as Frodo yet. And by the way, I can see at this point that Frodo has just got grabbed, so for a record, you can do the B action or just do that. I think what I did not... Another difference, like, I really don't know much, but there was actually more collectible... Instead of mini kits you had to collect, so you had, like, a character and 2 items you had to grab, and it talked more about the Hobbit and stuff, like, that's how crazy I meant, I have to say. As a fun fact, it used to be that the ring race wouldn't hit the fire. But, they actually updated the game so the ring race would be able to destroy the fire piles, comparing to their original counterpart where they couldn't. So, that's some interesting history. Another interesting history fact is that, this would actually be the first level you had to take your time to collect the studs, or else you want to get the score in. Next one would be, the Pass the Canyon next level. And then that should be it. Yeah, so... I don't need to worry about that. I bet that's alright. So, that's just quick history. As in our fun fact history, originally inside, this was the DS port, not the normal port, the DS port, 3DS of it, version of the level. I was gonna say, you probably did not know this, but, the fires were not actually, like, they didn't destroy that, but then another thing is, at this point, you're supposed to use a torch. When you hit them with the torch, they would cause fire, but in the 3DS, you actually had to knock them out. And that's what made Eragon different in this edition, the 360, comparing to the 3DS edition. Eragon would permanently have a torch, but in the Xbox 360 / other count, like the PC for example, he did not have a torch. So, you can do that, comparing to... So yeah, the total amount of carries you had to seriously use in this level was just god awful. Like, seriously, you only had to use, from the character I was playing as right now, you would only have to use one, then Sam, then Frodo, then Eragon, just for that one torch. A total of 4 characters in this level. You hear me right. a total of 4 characters, not including other ones you could play as. And after you hit the last one, so yeah, it's one make it. This is the end of the level. Yeah, so it doesn't actually mention it. He doesn't mention it, so I'll mention it here. In the movie, it does mention it, so it's kind of a little spoilers. Anytime I say he doesn't mention it here, if you didn't watch the movie, he actually gets stabbed by the Nazgul. He would technically turn into a Nazgul if not treated. So that's why the whole thing with the treating, like, hey, he needs to get treated, or else he will become one with the one of the Nazgul. So, I can't start doing the Mythril Bricks just yet, at this point. Except for, actually, I can do one. So I don't actually have to cross the river again. Before I get across the river, I'm actually going to go into this troll cave here. The only Mythril Brick thing you can come back for is actually the water, because you can actually do it right after the Mines of Moria level, because Pippin will have a bucket. But the only reason I mentioned about coming down here was not to dig that. Oh wait, I know what pile. I do remember. I missed it. You didn't have to dig any of these 3 piles. You only had to dig this pile. And that would be your next Mythril Brick you can get. You can go back for this one if you wanted to, but I'm just going to get it done now because I'm over here. Because then after I got a little open world stuff I'm doing before I'm doing the Pass the Canyon. By far, like, one of the levels that I would say okay to. Here's this cutscene. Like, they didn't even got enough screen time for the Nazgul. So we'll be out for a little bit longer. I'm gonna grab my shelf now. I put that down. I can't be drinking it all day. You know, just sit here, oh, I'm gonna just drink this, and you get the idea. So, this is it. At this point, you should see something. Yep. You might not notice it because I accidentally had the screen like that. In this particular scene, you would actually see Agent Smith on the left. It's kind of a nice little Easter egg if you have a good observing eye. I'll do this now and do the talking so I don't have to redo the puzzle again. It's like, what I liked about, also I want you guys to leave this in the comments below. What was your favorite, like, your favorite Lego game? Probably, and also in the comments below, leave your, like, between these two, Lego Hobbit and Lego Lord of the Rings, what was your favorite? My personal favorite, I will actually say my personal favorite Lego game, I will buy Bill Baggins the Old in just a second, because we should have enough for him. But, my personal favorite Lego game is Lego Hobbit for, between Lego Lord of the Rings and Lego Hobbit. I think I can get the brick there and that was it. But, so before I go finish up that top section, because, there shouldn't be much we have to do. Okay, so before I, like, continue with the actual story. I'm actually going to do the open world for like 1 second. So, to begin, our open world, we're going to actually start here. Like, so I'll be doing this again when we do get, stuff like, it's so weird that, slippers actually get later introduced. I'll talk to him because the item is actually in the level we're going to be doing, but okay, so I'm gonna double check these bricks because the combination there's at least couple, like, I know I could do that one. So we'll start here. At this point you should be able to buy also I can buy Tom Babbitt, so I'm also gonna buy him while I'm out. So here we can first buy Bilbo Bag in the Old. And Tom Babbitt should be like 150. So I'm just gonna raise enough studs for him because after this point, this should be it. As a fun fact, there's actually a glitch with these pads. I cannot get the gloves turned in because that's score 2, but so in my previous part I did actually do a glitch to get the gloves early. So keep that in mind that you can get the gloves pretty early. Inside this game. So you can get scored too early because it's actually a glitch. Yes, another glitch that you can do. I think I mentioned this before, but I will mention it. Not like mentioned before in this, but I mentioned it in the last time I did this was Lego like originally when Lego Lord of the Rings was first out, so I'm actually gonna talk so I could just turn the gloves already. By the way, I think Lego Hobbit doesn't have it, but that's actually a glitch where you can just skip jump like that. So for our brick, you have to hit the one with that only. Actually, that's another fact. Gimli at some point gets a double-sided, would be a double-sided axe in the 3DS game, and Lexus would get a longbow, and they would be actually both marked as separate characters. It's kind of interesting. That in history that they actually get both marked as separate characters. So, that was actually the little fact I want to say. So we got, we cannot do that one. We can't do those two. I think this is actually the last one we can do. Because one of them I'll be able to come back when I get the bucket. However, I think I can do this one. At least this one. Because I can't do the... I'm going to see for that second one here, but I cannot do any in the cave. So... Oh, no, I can do the next one. Right? No. I'll actually do that one in a minute. No, I can't do that one. I do remember that's a chest, but I will show it very quick. See? There it is. So my last one I can do... It looks like I do need Elven Rope for it, but if you actually stand and jump on this chair... This is actually the last one I can do in here. In Rivendell. So, that's it for this area. So there's only one for this area I can get. So, there's clearly not much you can do at the beginning, because after this one, past the canyon, there's only, yeah, one brick you only can get. Only one. And that's it. So, when you get over here, so I'll plant the name very quick, but, so we're going back to Hibernation for this next one. So our next one brick we can do is here. There is actually a total of 2. Here at the Bree, I will collect extra studs because I want to get Tom Babbitt. Because I believe he's 150. So I'll actually have enough for Tom Babbitt. And there's a total of 3 at Hibernation you can do of studs. Of getting studs. I'll do actually the backwards way, see if I get more. I think I do have to get more. Before I leave, I forgot about one more Embry that I can get. So, I'll actually do this thing over here with the studs, but, before I leave Bree, I got one more thing I can get for studs. Not studs, but, I forgot about the last myth for brick that you can do here. The last one you need is Legacy, because, so the last myth for brick you can get here is actually jumping here, jumping up here. Take the whole obstacle course and yeah, make it. Because Tom Babbitt is actually the last character. Not the last character you get. The last character you get is actually the Moria Org. So, So, yeah, I think I'm going to get actually through, past the canyon, and then the mines of Moria, and so, the level I mentioned that happened for, Amingen is the one that I'm going to also get through, and then that's where I'm going to stop this here. But right now, we're going to continue onwards. I think he was only 25. If he's 150, that's alright. Because on my way to him, we're getting the next brick. And then we're going to get the last two that I can do. And then on our way, we're going to hit one more. Yep, that's guaranteed. So the issue I had with probably with this game is they actually put too much studs everywhere. He was a little cheaper. That's alright. I forgot about this brick I could have done at the beginning actually. So on my way back, I should have did this one, but so this is one of them you could do right after the Black Rider level. Alright, the actual next brick would be here that I need to get, the Volskimli. So yeah, I made a mistake and forgot there was another one here to do. So you could have done this one when you went back at night. But I'm not too worried about the nighttime ones. I'm more over worried about so you had to do it from Friesen. But okay, so this would actually be a shortcut now. I actually will read this because let's stop right quick. So this would be Mines of Moria. The only item you cannot get in Mines of Moria on story, because to get this item will also lead you to an area to get 2 mini kits at, not one. This will be our next, Because, yeah, another thing I would talk about the DS, for DS edition of Lego Lord of the Rings, was, there was actually more collectibles in that. Because it was more over, the collectibles were actually in that, more towards, this, for explaining the Hobbit. So I'll do this again for studs, and then I'm going to do the axe thing, and then I have one more Techno Mithril brick. Actually, it's two, because I do a little thing, but I go back to the area later, because you need to wait until you ascend at Orca, and then that level. Another thing is, so finally, I'm getting the final Mithril brick we can get on this and Hibernation until yeah, I think it's the last story. You cannot get any during Bree anymore too, so I'm gonna mark that off too. Hopefully this doesn't bite my back when I say that. So, we are officially done with those. So we are actually going to continue to the Pass Canyon. There's actually, I think, a second brick there, but, because this level we're on, the score is 65,000. So, okay, so that is, alright, we did that. So yeah, like, another thing was, like, the certain cutscene, like, that cutscene, what, is it the left or the right? Actually, that was not a cutscene in the 3DS edition. It was just, like, the open world conversation thing, and it was that in the 3DS. It's like, I do like talking about between the 3DS and, stuff. So yeah, that's how you do that one. Though because I do that one, there's actually two bricks here. One is right here, and then, well, so I assume you were supposed to go up here with Samwise or whoever, but you only can reach it as that. And then for the final one, it's right here. So you would actually have to come back with the beer comb after you're done. So our final, okay, so I can actually get it before we do the level past the canyon. Because there's a light one you cannot do. But okay, so our final Mithril brick you can get it is in past the canyon. It's actually this Mithril brick is over here in the water. You need to just play as Gimli and then get it. So first I'll start at the back. You would realize, oh wait, we can't get across because of rope. Well, I could have made spring boots. But you're jump distance is actually going to be high enough to make it. So, you can't be back over here for a while. I'll just show the reason right now. Before I have to lily pad back over, or teleport to Riven. Because there's a metal thing and you need the music horn for that one. And then there's that. Okay, so, we're officially going to begin the past the canyon level. By far, I probably would say this is the only Fellowship the Ring level that's long, because due to the fact is the score in the level. But if it's not the score in the level, it's just the pure length of it. Plus, there's actually a couple tricks in this level. The one I mentioned with the snowman minikit. And finally, another minikit that will avoid you skipping to the end, getting to the boss fight of the level. So, I'm gonna hold up the fan while you enjoy this cutscene. Okay, so, another thing I should point out in a fact history video very quick is actually it's during the scene with, because I know I never mentioned it, that involves Frodo and Bilbo Baggins. So when Bilbo Baggins actually gives him the stuff, he next talks about the ring, and then the ring ends up showing up, and Bilbo Baggins actually be like Gollum. For like a second, he has those eyes, and he just tells him to get the ring away from him. And that's basically it. That was the whole scene. So, my issue with this level is it had the same problem I had with the previous level. It's where, so you so yeah, I might be only putting another remote in just for that mini kit I just mentioned. So, there's actually not much studs in this level. So, I would, if you want to get your score in this level, take your time in it. Cause, there is a total of, I don't remember how much studs, but the score total will be 65,000. That's how much studs you need to have. There's 2 purples in the level. But there's a little bit more. I think it was 2. Hopefully I said my math right. It's a little, but I know there's 1 purple. But there's another purple in one area, but you can't reach it. It could just be complaining about the device, how hot it is, but I'm not going to take a look. So, this would be the point I was talking about with, Mithril, with the Snowman mini kit. I'm gonna see if I can do it. If I can't, I'm just gonna hurry up and, so yeah, while I'm at it, because this is technically a good, like that, I was thinking about soon doing a video list where, like, I wanted to do, like a rank list. Like, mini kits, not mini kits, but like, I could do worst mini kits, but then like worst free play levels, best levels, and then rank levels, then levels of all time. Like, I do want to try to some point list videos one day like that. But I think for now like, I'm good. Like, I'm not going to do them. So before I do the Snowman minikit, I'm going to see if I can do it by myself, or do I have to put my other player for a second. Usually if I had to put my other player in, I would have, like, Creeper here. But because, I am doing this one-manded, that's not, like, possible. So before I do the thing, let me do that first. And I should be correct, yeah, he will. Okay, for me to do it, you would actually have to, I don't know if you can do it like this, but we'll see. It was weird. Oops, I didn't meant to drop. Like, well, I'm hoping that that does not affect the score of the level. Like, it shouldn't, because I should get enough studs by the end. So I messed it up again. See, like, I can't do it from, like, down here. Like, I'm gonna try it again. If not, I'm gonna throw in my second player very quick. Okay, so I'm gonna throw in my second player very quick. So it looks like it's like I don't want to spend here for like a whole minute trying to. So it's kind of a neat trick. Like this is why I have a second remote. So I'm just gonna show it off very quick. So to do it, you need like your. It's so weird, but you need like your. It's somewhat like this you have to do. So So what? See, this is why I don't like why it doesn't make sense. Like, okay, so it works multiplayer, but it does not work single player. Like, I kind of find that kind of bullcrap, but at the same time, not. So it does not actually work like this. You have to actually do it between that ledge. I choose the bad remote. I didn't meant to like die loose studs earlier. I think I had to also go to not game controls. Split screen, fixed vertical would be this. So it makes it easier with multiplayer. Like have fixed vertical. I think no, I couldn't do fixed vertical. I remember now. I always keep forgetting it's right here. So, sorry it's like taking me a minute. I do want to do this. There we go. So it would be a flash up screen thing. So let me disable the remote for a minute. Okay, so this would be the mini kit. If you can do it like that, it only works best multiplayer. But I don't remember if I did it single player or not. So, as a fun fact, you don't have to worry about Gimli going back, because if you need to go back, you can actually throw him from this distance here, or what you can do is do that. So, it's a win-win. So, we are actually going to continue this story. You just need Legacy for one more thing. Actually, before you need Gimli, you need Samwise. I think, yeah, before I break that stuff, we are getting to the point where, levels, well, like, there's only, like, one open world thing I have to do, and then my next one, too, and then before I will stop, I have, like, I only have 2 open world things to do. I do remember correctly. If not, it'll be just 1. I think it was just 1. No, yeah, no, 2. Also buying 2 characters. So it's mentioned at this point, it's Saruman who's trying to bring down the mountain. Well, it's not mentioned that there was crow spies for Saruman. A little bit. Well, I did mention this before, but a little history about me. I actually never watched the second or third movie of Lord of the Rings. I do need to go see them. I did watch all the Hobbit movies, and the first Lord of the Rings movie. So, at least that. But I had to watch those. I know, it's really like, you could just be eyeballing me right now, like, you seriously did not watch the first movie or the second movie? Not like the first movie, second movie and third movie. And the third one's the best. But I wouldn't really blame myself for that one. So I do need Sam and Gimli. That should be our next mini kit. Okay. What I don't like about this point would be probably at the level is that like this level and level 5 were the only levels that you had to seriously put in effort of the work. Level 6 was like pretty much level 1, I would say. I think what I don't like about the part is, like, I can't tell if it's winning or not. See, it's that last one that I can't tell if it's doing it or not. I'm hoping I don't have to redo my score very quick. There we go. It's always that section I hate. like, I don't literally get the clear symbol of when I should move and not. I think I need to pay attention to snow. What also I don't like is you have to get to the end of these parts right here. So I actually got the mini kits. There's at least 2 more mini kits. The one I mentioned that you can glitch for in the boss fight. And the one we're coming up ahead. I think there is one more. I think this is the only one you could skip, so you could skip the wood. Like, another issue I have with Lord of Rings comparing to Hobbit is, that you had to basically do most of the story level. We should have this amount here. If you did the glitch, you would have the extra. So, okay, we're here. Okay, so... Oops, I forgot. What? I think it was 65, I don't remember the total, but... Ask me, I'm not a total expert, like a total amount of studs. Our cool thing is that you were able to solve the puzzle in the door very quick. Actually, no, I might be wrong with 65. I think it was 55, one of those two. I don't know why I say it's 65, even though it's 55 probably. So, yeah, there's purple right there. Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, no, I should be good. I should be good. I remember that our purple is. It's before we even get to the boss fight. So the only reason I don't open the, like, burn place and do the fire ready, it's so I can get these stats. So those are what the purples I was talking about earlier were. And then there should be a cave entrance right here. This is where free play would end if you do my trick. If you don't and you decide to run, that's alright. Yeah, I should get in the next scene. For sure. I see something. Got it. Let me actually go up there and destroy it. Is it destroyable? No. So let me double check the area. Yeah, it looks like I got all these destroyables. I'll double check right here very quick. Like, yeah, I did. Okay, so yeah, the boss fight should give me it. If not, I'm gonna have problems, but I don't know why I say this level is like 65. And our cutscene should play before we get to the next scene. Yep, now I should get my score. And actually, I just realized, do not say when you grab a perp. Yep, there we go. So purposely make a hand land right there and then you can do it. Like that. Okay, it's just me now passing the whole level. Because this is the last mini-kit you can get in the level and the final part of the level. Plus, you also get more from the boss. Because from this level, you should end up with, because before we do Mines Moria, you're gonna just need to grab one Mithril brick and that's it. And then after you do Mines of Moria, first part, you can't do the cave puzzle I mentioned of the water bucket, but you can do the other water bucket one. That's in, near the water top area, so we'll do that after we do the two at Lordran, and then we'll just teleport to Lordran, because that's actually a teleport location already unlocked. Now where's Gimli? This should be the end of the level, by the way, right here. So, that was past the canyon. I'm probably gonna make the custom those things at the end. Because technically in the next story, you're supposed to only get one envelope, not, two. But thanks to, some things I can do, you can at least get a total 2 envelopes. That's scored 2's envelope in that. So, I do that. Our last thing we can do before, we're on the, we could actually do the key thing and get that open very quick, so I think I will do that. You need to turn the wheel. Also, another thing was I was talking about, like, I was gonna probably redo Lego Pirates of the Caribbean again. Like, when I did that one, like, that I did in, like, one session. Like, of course, like, this one, I'm doing this one in multiple sessions. Almost, not multiple sessions, but, you know. Best way to describe it, it's like how I'm doing the Minecraft series of that. Though, well, I'll go more brief than that in the update video. So, we're gonna have, so we're doing this level, then a little bit in the open world, the next level, a little bit in the open world, those build, and then I think I'm gonna stop right there. So we're finally doing the Mines of Moria. And by the way, if you're doing the achievement for this where you have to complete the level of Mines More in 20 minutes, it does not count cutscene time. Plus, if you fail to do it under 20 minutes, you actually can dashboard and it resets those 20 minutes. So that's the bonus. It can give you more time. But I was just going to bring this mention up. This was actually one of the levels that I gave a crash on. In my original. I think it was so weird, but like it's this Lake game plus I forgot another one that would give me a crash for doing it. But yeah, it's like if I ever did the complete saga off the 360, that game never crashed for me. Or Star Wars 2. It's only Star Wars 1 because I don't know about why about the first game, but okay. As a fun fact, the first collectible is not actually a mini kit, it's actually the envelope. Because your first mini kit is actually, I think it was actually only towards the end of the level. I might be wrong with that one. No, I'm wrong with that one. There's one you're going to get before the end of the level. Although, I'm going to give a brief mention about this. Yeah, there's actually a custom map out for, if you play Call of Duty Free Zombies, custom map out that is based on the Mines of Moria. They only got some things true about it, and then that's it. But if you do get the time and you do the computer and all that, I do suggest checking the map out. It's a pretty big map, and it's very interesting. The Easter egg is pretty simple and short on the map. So I really do suggest checking out the map. What I like we only have for this level is this point where you have to fight the cave troll, fighting off orcs and into one part, the stairs, and then the battle log, and then the level. I think the levels start actually being longer in this story comparing to story 2. Because I'm not saying because I get you know, score 2 and stuff at that point. I see it a little bit lagging. But I'm hoping my game doesn't crash. It would be alright if it crashes in the next part. When I get to the save point. But yeah, there was our envelope right there. So like, that point, I don't care if it crashes there, but I'm hoping it doesn't crash here. So I don't have to redo the first beginning point. So what I don't like about this point okay, so to trigger the next part to happen, you actually have to kill enough where the cutscene will play. There we go. I like how they are so disrespectful for this guy's grave. Even though okay, let me actually get over there. I think another one I was gonna plan to redo this year of Lego. I guess it was, I'm gonna say this, stuff, but I don't know when I'm just gonna say in here, so, because I might say it again in the update video when it does happen, but, yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna cover Lego Dimensions, but I think when I do, I'm actually gonna turn down the music to 0. Like, I'm gonna bring it up here now, because it does fit perfect, because Lorraine's part of it, I'm sorry I'm saying that, because the issue is, I don't want to end up having the, like, one piece of music, like, because I'm going to so many worlds, there's so many opportunities that'll be copyright, and then it could be equal to strike. So I apologize here, but I'm going to apologize again when I do Lego Dimensions, when it comes to that point, that there's going to be no music, because I do not want that to happen, because I think that's what I'm going to end up start doing, is probably at some point going to play these games, and I'm going to not have any music during it. Also have the noises like being hit in that, but it's just no music, so that way there would be like, hey, you can't just do this to me because I had no music. I know it could be one of the worst decisions, but you gotta avoid what you gotta avoid. You gotta do what you gotta do. That's all I'm gonna have to say. Like, I think so. By the way, doing this in on like camera view of that, so sorry for like the whole screen. Like, I can keep trying to go get it even again, like right now, like I can do that right now, but this ends the scene. music goes to the, who created the music, Lord of the Rings, and that. With all my videos, I fully support the people who originally created it. So, I think it's just that beginning point of this level that, takes a while, but then when you get to this next point, it's just a dust in the park. Yeah, so I know how much I have to do very quick after. Yeah, just the little spoilers. To the custom map, yeah, he's the final boss you fight in the map. So if you enjoy it, if you do play the custom map, just tell me in the comments below you did and how much you enjoy it. I enjoyed it, but there was another custom map we had downloaded that beats it, sadly. I'm not going to mention it here because it's not actually related to Lord of the Rings. So I'm just going to try to stick to Lord of the Rings or any LEGO. Like, I think a fact I can say is when LEGO Lord of the Rings was first out, the first level actually did contain climbing boots, but later it was updated to flip it to the last level. No fact. So this is like the point you get introduced to Pippin's bucket, and then, it's so weird, you use a bucket in this level, and then you use it in the final level. Not the final level, but the next story in one level, but as a grabbable bucket first. And then it's over. It's like, you don't use the bucket at all for the rest of the story, but you have to do some open world puzzles with it. So, I say the bottomless bucket was probably one of the worst items for that reason. Because for one thing, yeah, it would have been great for the level for the level known as Den Marshes. But I actually don't say you need to use it because the issue is you do have to go back seriously to all those 5 areas. Was Pippin already, so. And then another difference was there was like a fight, like if you're playing multiplayer, you would have gone against your friend during certain sections, but you mainly had to grab a character during the Black Rider section, and it was the opposite side of the original, and then one during the Gandalf section for a Who. That's all I gotta say. So, I'm gonna pick up with, moving on with, As a fun fact, so it'll be coming up, there's actually, you fight the Balrog at the beginning of the section of this. That part is not actually in the movie. It was actually inside the second movie. That's where how the second movie ends, where you fight. Where Gandalf fights the Balrog and then does that whole section where he's on that mountain. Actually, there's our first tool of the game. Technically, if you never get this tool in story, your first tool would actually be, surprisingly, from taming Gollum. As a fun fact, taming Gollum and Dead Marshes is the only one you get tools during it. You have to get during story. In this game, there's actually a total of 3 levels you get your a tool in. 2 tools in this level, and 1 in tracking habits. This would actually lead us to our first mini kit. Well, you need Sam for this one. Actually, this is not actually the level with the biggest score. The biggest level with the biggest score is actually the last level in the next movie would technically be. Because, fun fact, the Black Rider is actually the only level with the shortest score. It's only 15,000. When every other level is like 30, 65, 55. Actually, I think it was Dead Marshes that had the biggest score. I don't know if it was the last level, actually, of the Twin Tower story. That one is very confusing of history. And it apparently killed me. So yeah, that would be your replacement. And now we should be at the final part of the level. So, in my original, what happened was after I got done defeating the Balrog, I got the artist hat, but it just didn't save when I got the, like, I didn't know it, like, ended, like, during the second mini kit. And that, and, like, when I did 2 mithril bricks beyond that. It's so crazy though is they actually got a different character to do it for Lego Dimensions. Not character, person to do it for Lego Dimensions. This particular point. So before I continue, with their scene, I'm actually going to I think today's part I'm gonna cover like what I said, because this is gonna be part one. This, and then a little bit open world, and then Omningham. So we'll finish the Fellowship of the Ring story. So let me continue talking. After I finish that, in our next part, we'll actually be doing the same thing again, but we're gonna do more stuff in the open world. But then I'm gonna also do free play, and then in my part 3, I'm actually going to finish the game in my part 3. So I don't know, like, it's so weird, but I wanted to say, like, I don't know what to say, but, like, I don't know what is my personal favorite level from this game, because there's, like, a couple that I didn't like. So actually, they make you do this scene when this scene technically didn't happen until the second movie. So of course that would end the level right there. So what I'm gonna do first is actually get the last tool you can get inside the level. Have a high jump carrot, any carrot that I can make it. And then now he's Frodo the artist. So this tool is only usable in this part of the level, and then it's off unless you put it back on in the hub world. So Frodo the artist won't last long. And you're making it to come back is actually in this cave current right here. Even though they shouldn't say this piece of advice that, hey, Frodo has this thing to light up the area just yet. They should only say it once you have officially unlocked it. I find this pretty funny why I mention about there's free unlockable tools you can get on story is because two are part of the main story. Because I find this funny is because inside the actual game, Lego Hobbit, it's also free tools. One is during Goblin Town. The second tool is actually during the level after that, out of the frying pan, and then the third tool is actually a warm welcoming. Those are the free levels you can get a tool on story. Comparing to this game, there was 5 of them. But so like, this was actually the point, like, where it, like, I got done with the level, and I didn't realize it until after the story of the first one was completed. Okay, so let me get to the real mini kit. The final mini kit you can get on story is by hitting these targets. And build a mini kit. That was it. So this is the only amount of mini kit you can get. Next level, however, there is a total of 2 mini kits, an envelope, and yeah, I think what I didn't like about next level we're doing is that there's not that much you can do. It was like the thirst level, but different. So, if the first player wasn't like, if you forgot to get the artist hat on story, you sadly have to complete the point with the battle log because, or else you won't get the artist hat. It kept the weight on getting the artist hat. Like, ridiculous, I know. But, so this would be the end of the level. So this happens in the movie. Of course, in Link Dimensions, it doesn't happen in Link Dimensions. Obvious. Like, they don't even. He feels like almost great that enough is that, but he's technically not dead yet. Even though I did talk about this before, I like how in the second movie they actually mistaken him as Saruman, the White Wizard, even though he's not Saruman. So, we're finally in the open world. There's a total of 4 things I'm doing in the open world. Actually, it's a total of 5. And then I'm gonna do one thing after, and then we're gonna stop there. So here's our total. First of all, this is a Mithril brick. Right here. You have to do this as Legacies, obvious. I'm actually going to do a loop around at Bree because for me to get the last thing I want to get done, I need to get 2 characters. So by the way, if you approach that fence, it will begin the cutscene. I'm also getting 1 more brick here by going to Bree and bringing a torch. But the issue is that I'm going to actually see if I can do it from the mines very quick. like, get here for the mines. If I can't, well, okay. So that's one of them. You cannot complete to the very end of the real story, and you lock free play to the open world. There's like certain ones you can't do like that. So the thing I'm talking about is like a 2 character off thing. So our next method brick is right here. You could plant the plant. That's what I'm gonna do now. I'm going to Troll Shores and doing the bucket thing, but before I do the bucket thing, I do need to pick up a torch. Because you need to be able to burn out the thing and have a torch for it. So if you really do this as an elf like this, or here, you can wait a second and do that. So before I go to Moria, I'm actually going to go to Bree, pick myself up a torch. But while I'm here, I'm at least going to do the one to get extra studs in the pen, because there's only going to be 2 characters I'm going to buy, and then I have to get a little bit more money to buy another character, and then couldn't get enough to get score 2, then get these other characters at this place, and then you know, it's everywhere. But before I do the particular one I'm talking about, I have to go to do stuff like, for sure, the next part is going to cover a great amount of it. So, I actually will be back here to make other tools. But before I finally grab the torch, I'm actually going to get enough, because I think I do get a total of 45 in the next level, so I'm actually going to do the torch one very quick and see how much I get there. After, like, so because we have Pippin, we can do the bucket one, but then I want to hurry up and see if I can do the one at Lordran by just going for the Mines of Moria entrance. If I can hurry up and get one more brick at Lordran, so it'll just be, okay, so I'm going there, that, we could buy 2 characters, and then after I do that, as a fun fact, though, Lordran's the only area you could teleport. Well, discovering that tombstone, because you do go there, but you just can't teleport. Like, if I teleport there now, it would actually trigger next level. But you should be able to access the tombstone before you trigger next level. Almost. You don't trigger next level, I would say. I say it like that, but you really don't. You only trigger, So, there's actually fire blocking the thing. You can go to, like, the house and, you know, somewhere and just do that, but the actual way to burn it out, it's pretty crazy. You actually had to just walk across the water. There's your water. And then, I only needed the torch, so that way I can light up and grab the mithril brick. The con of a torch, though, is if you fall in the water, it burns out. So, that's what you kind of have to be aware of. So, this will actually cover us from walking this area over here. So now, my final one, if I can't do the one I do what I was saying on Lordran, is just come over here. You also have to wait on the quest to finish the Pasicania. You also have to wait because you need to be able to do the level Mines of Moria to get that one in, and then you also have to wait on the quest on Mines of Moria until you do Pasicania, but also until the level Mount Doom was complete. I mean Pasicania and all that. And by the way, I think I can't do any damage with a torch out, so. So yeah, I do have to go back to Bree to grab a torch. That'll be alright. Because while I'm there, I'll craft the tools. Because if I teleport right now to the Origin side, you will actually notice that the ring symbol will pop up, but then it will actually be in the next cutscene. This will lead us to the level Amenhen. Sorry for that again. There was another scene that I totally forgot about, like the coding or whatever, but I'm just gonna ignore that factor because that part doesn't really become that important. So we're actually on the final level of the Fellowship of the Ring. It's Amenhen. An issue I had with this level was that it's very weird. I don't know how to describe it because the last thing I'm doing so after this, there's only one Mythril brick. I'm getting the open world, 2 characters, talking to 1 quest to the start, and building the tools we have. Okay, that's all. I'm just going to clarify right there. Actually, I don't have to go to Bree for the torch because I'm going to have the frail thing, but still, I'm going to Bree. Getting these tools built. Actually, because of the ring, this is why I did not like this character. I didn't like him. I did not like him because of how mad he went with the ring. That's why I never liked the character. This is actually almost the whole level. There's 3 parts to this level, so we're actually going to, because so you can get to the next scene, you actually need to begin by Frodo's side. There's actually an achievement in this level. So, the achievement would actually be to not get grabbed by him, but, that's kind of easy to avoid him. You don't go near the bush areas, or you don't, like, go up staircases like that. So, so when you do this level, you do need the following tools. You do need a axe that's supported by the first level envelope, the real first level. So that'd be good. But you're also going to have an elven rope and bow ready, and that's all are the last tools. So you need an axe, an elven rope, and bow. After you break the hand like this, your first mini kit is actually here. What you have to do is come over here and just finish breaking the hand. Yep, that's it. Is the first mini kit, but the first mini kit is still at the first scene, but it's not here with Frodo. You can get on story. I was also planning to do like a video series where I would explain 100% level, like during it I will explain which ones you could do not on story and which ones you couldn't. As for a record, this scene is not very long, so point. Actually, because there's an art piece thing up there, that's why there was the extra rock thing and stuff like. What I probably did not like about the level, is that that would be hard. I'm gonna actually move him first before I do that thing. Hold on. Yeah, no, we're good. I think, this was probably, a level that, was okay. I have to say this level was okay. Even though it was, like, not very long. I would say they had more time to put more collectibles in it. Like, I'm not going near the pile. I should have waited on destroying it until I got him to move. But, who cares? And, if you're an achievement hunter, after you throw the stone and knock him, he runs off. You would actually get the achievement now, comparing to the end level. Like, get my devices hot, but yeah, you better run. The issue I had, like, I probably had with when you did for like multiplayer in this game is that they weren't really focused on like the sections. Like, it should be long enough where the player they had to get like sections done, like the multiplayer sections should have been like longer so the second or first player can get done faster depending on who does the multiplayer section. So then it would end up at the same time, like, okay, so they got done with this, so they're not sitting here doing nothing or have to do something. You might get where I'm getting at with this. And then this should happen. There was actually no mini kits in that walk part. Sadly, you could not finish the statue one I mentioned because you didn't have a bow as Frodo. And second, when you do go on free play, you need a bow to you know what? You know, I found it so weird, even though it's the Fellowship of the Ring. This is one of the first levels that you do not play as all the members. Well, because Gandalf is gone, no count, but you don't actually play as Samwise in this level at all. Samwise is actually the only character you do not play in the whole level. Even though the level's like this long, as a fun fact, this level isn't very long. I think if I remember correctly, surprisingly, Taming Gollum, Morgultak, and Path of the Dead are the only, and Oxyland are the only levels that are 2-scene. While the rest of the levels are actually 3-scene, except for the Black Gate is only 1 scene. Like, one thing I was going to probably mention was if I had to, like, say what I didn't, like, yeah, do that below. In the comments below, I want you to rank between the the first level, the prologue, and then the level we're doing right now. Tell me what is your worst level? I think from all of them I did, my worst one was to pass the canyon. I can't say it. My best level from all the levels I did, I might have to go with the Mines of Moria. So, by the way, as a fun fact, this will appear up for it, so you jump right there. Congratulations, you had grabbed the last minikit in the level that you can get. But not the last collectible. So yeah, that would be your last one to hit, but well, it's gonna trigger a cutscene. Okay, so this scene will only last the shortest amount of time. Because you have to only toss Gimli once and flip to Legacy, or if you're already Legacy by that scene, and just use Legacy. However, you do have to go to the final scene because of one minikit, but we're gonna just ignore that factor and notice one of the tools you can't get. As a fun fact, I think this was actually the only Lego game that did that, where you had a specific item for a specific level. See that mini-cat, you can't reach it because it's not actually a... There's an invisible wall to it. Okay, this is the final... We're on the final scene of the level, finally, after this. So horn goes off and this he actually never been more specific about what hobbits were talking. So I think we had referred that they were referring to that. He said that Frodo and probably one of the other hobbits were talking, or it was Frodo they were worried about that was talking. And there would be something I want to talk about during tracking hobbits. There's two things. When we get to, instead of hitting the boss right away, go ahead and hit that. Then hit the boss. By the way, this actually did not physically happen. Like, it was a whole fight scene. The hobbits were talking, and then Boromir was hit with 3 arrows. That would led to his demise, or demise, I'm gonna say. But he was able to live long enough to tell Aragorn. Well, Aragorn kills Luthar, or whatever his name was. But with his lifespan, it gave him enough time to tell Aragorn that the hobbits were taken. As a fun fact, this was actually one of the only times they actually affect the player's health by putting them at 1 HP or whatever. But so crazy about it is that they actually changed that. There should not be the ending of the level right away. We have to at least defeat him after. Like, lower his health. The last time he did it was in the recent game I did, Limos Severos 2. So, off my Rambo. A little bit. I'm happy if, like, nothing was a problem with this. So, this is the boss. Good news is if you, like, realize the mini-cat, like, oh, wait, there's the mini-cat. It's by pulling that and that you have it at this point. Sadly, you did fail the envelope at this point. Well, you always can dashboard, but if you do dashboard, it does kind of screw up the level a little bit. Because in this game, if you actually dashboard or your game crashes, they actually reset the mini-kits you collected in the envelope. But it would count as you already collect them, so you can get more mini-kits and levels than you were supposed to. You already had it full. At this point, it's so weird that he actually has this weapon, and this weapon is actually not on him if you actually buy him and play as him. At this point, the shield should break, and all you gotta do... Oh wait, hold on. hit him. End of level. That was the level. I think this is like... No, it's so weird. This is like the first time they ever showed death to a character in a while. Because the first time they did was Star Wars 1 and Star Wars 2. And then the complete saga before they redact it. As a fun fact, yeah, Gollum does appear at the ending of the movie. This is spiritually not wrong. So, hey. Finally happened. I may have passed this level without the unthinkable happening. And that's how the first movie ended. I think it was much earlier, but I'm not gonna touch the tombstone. I'm gonna touch this tombstone for Lorthren. But by those two characters after getting them, Mithrilbrek talk, and then I'm gonna build the tools, and then we're gonna call it there. Like, I think this is like the I don't know if I would say this is get back on saying I don't know if this is where my favorite story levels came from. So I should be able to buy those two characters. Because now at this point would Fairytorium make sense that I have this thing? So yeah, if we were able to square before getting them, we can get that one and the other, but... So, we're also going to begin with next time with Taming Golem. Taming Golem, you cannot get your score in it. You know what's so weird? Even though it's this game, so, that was the Shockwave Axe. You cannot do that one. Okay, so I'm making the only tools I have left to make, and then we're gonna stop it here. I think one of the things I did not like, I think I did not like free play for the first story. My favorite free play came from the third, because the third one was pretty short on free play. I think one of the bull-ass things I had to say were, I'm also gonna make spring boots while I'm at it. Just for the record, I'm just saying that because I'm gonna be using them later. We should be given gloves soon. I'm gonna turn off the fan for now, because I won't need it tomorrow. Actually, it would be technically today if I do it later. It's so weird how I'm doing that this time because I'm gonna say it. I accidentally forgot the stand I would usually do with this thing. So it would be like, hey, I would have the box a certain way, and then you would see a flat side. But because using cinema camera, it would be different. But also things too, like I forgot the thing. It has to be hold weird, but the good news is I actually had something for it. That would replace it. So technically this would be the last item I'm going to create, but I'm going to actually create the spring boots very quick. So I'm not going to touch creating anything else until I know I'm at a good point. Even though most of the bricks are in the open world, because if you total level amount of bricks, there is, so you got a total of 18 levels. 6 per each story, 18 you would actually have the times. I think in this game was 4 still, like Hobbit later, but if it was free, it would actually be a total of 54 Mithril bricks. But if it's not, if it was like Hobbit, it would have been a total of 62. I think I said that right. No, I didn't say that right. Come on. No, it would be a total of 72 bricks. I want to be honest with you, I'm like at that point where I could probably did the next level and then I might would be done with it. But like, okay, I just can't do it. But I'm just going to do it for the sake of my friends because sleep is more important. So this is all for this time for part 1. We'll be continuing in part 2. See ya.